Well, considering the PTCG Live just had a new patch or a new update, and I had to uninstall the original PTCG Live and then re-download it fully, and now go through the setup again just to update the game, that doesn't bode well for this review. So I've got some notes that I'll be reading from for this review, just talking about the game. Let's start with the beginning of the game, because I think like the early game and the new player experience are some of the positives I have to say about PTCG Live so far. The tutorial is great. You can skip it if you want. You don't have to do the whole thing, and the information is concise and easy to comprehend. So that's great. They also give you 9 free decks, some of those which I still have built here. You get like the single strike Urshifu VMAX deck for free, the Decidueye deck. Let's look at one of these. So like you get, you know, a 2/2 line of a VMAX, you get 4 of your Houndours. You can't view it very well, but we'll get to that later. You get Crobat. This Suicune deck is free. You get Ludicolo's with it. The Blissey deck is free. Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX. You got your 2/2 line. You got your Inteleon, Drizzile, Octillery, all that stuff. You get a lot of good cards off the beginning of the game. Something that I would like to see is that these get updated every 6 months to a year, because like a year from now, it won't help somebody to get a standard format Zacian Zamazenta deck when half this deck is rotated out of standard. Same goes for Decidueye and Teleon, same goes for other decks, you know? So I'd like to see these updated as time goes on. Because getting 9 pseudo-competitive decks right off the bat's a huge positive for many people. So I would hate to lose that if these decks just never get updated, but let's move on. So the decks and the deck builder, that's a big deal for me. So let's look at a deck and edit it. There's no way to expand the cards over here on the bottom right. There's no way to see the whole deck at one time. You have to look at it in pieces, and you can't make everything just come out to the left. Like, I imagine there should be, let me make sure you guys can see my cursor. No, you cannot see my cursor. Okay, you can see my cursor now. So I imagine there should be like, you see this arrow on the left? I feel like there should be another arrow over here near the deck that just brings the whole deck out to the left, and it expands across the whole screen so you can actually view your deck, instead of this mess where the deck is just stuck on the right side of the screen. So that's actually a very big deal for me. When I click favorites in the deck manager, it shows me everything. It just sorts the favorites to the top. I feel like that's a pointless tab to have. So a lot of it has to do with like the collection and the deck viewing. Like you can't actually view your collection. The only way to see what cards you have are to start editing a deck or go to the shop, go to expansions, go to the set, and then click the set, view card gallery, and you can see what you're missing from the set. But I don't think there's even a way to show you how many of the card you own. It just shows you if you own it or not. So I don't like that at all. Also, if you export a deck list and then import a deck list into the game, it doesn't fill the deck with cards, with copies of cards you already have. So let me demonstrate what I mean by that. So let's import a deck from Play Limitless, maybe? Does that make it any different? Let's import a Mew deck. See if this works. Import successful. Okay, great. It says I don't have any Mew. Um, Okay, oh, I own 3. I don't have the 4th Mew. So that's very confusing, right? It's showing a cross through these cards, but I actually own some of them. If you go here, it'll tell you I actually own 3 out of 4 of the Mews, but it's making it look like I own none of them. It's very unintuitive to me. So if we delete one Mew from the deck, which, how do we even do that? Okay, we close that, and then we -1. Now we have 3. The cross is gone because we actually own 3 of the Mews. Now let's go to the trainer section. This is a big one. The Ultra Balls, here where my cursor is. I wish I could show it to you bigger, but I can't unless I click on the one Ultra Ball. So this Ultra Ball has the cross through it, showing that I don't own 4 Ultra Ball. But if we go here and look, I actually own 4 of this Ultra Ball, which looks like it's literally that Ultra Ball, except it came in as like a reverse holo maybe, or a different set number, I don't know, but I own 4 Ultra Ball. Oh, I own 4 of the reverse holo, that's it. And this tried to put the regular version in. So it doesn't just add that. So I have to go here and delete the 4 Ultra Ball, and then it takes it away. I have to go here to the search Ultra Ball, see that I have 4 Ultra Ball, in fact, and then add them. Very unintuitive, really not user-friendly at all. It does the same thing for boss's orders. I need 3. It says I don't own 3, but I actually own 4. But even if I try to add it, it'll still have the cross through it, and it won't let me add any more because it's counting that I have 3 of this art and this set number. Boss's orders, the same thing. I have to delete those, go here, and then search for boss's orders. Now, it's not only inconvenient, it could actually make people craft cards that they don't need. So this quick ball, it's telling me I need 4 of them. I don't have 4 of them. So I could click exchange and craft quick balls with my credits. But wait, I don't need to because I already own quick balls. Look, I have 4 right here. So that's a huge issue with the deck building, with the deck manager. Exit. Yes, the deck gets saved. Like, you have to delete. Like, new decks that you start working on, it all gets saved, so you just have to go delete them. That's not a big deal. If that was the only issue, I wouldn't even complain about it. It's just something else to add on to it. Moving on to the currency. So the currency feels like it's set up to have microtransactions. It's pretty grueling to try to get the gems and the credits, and it feels like it's made that way so they can make money off of us, which I would not have a problem with, but they're not even giving us the option yet, at least, to use our real world money. Um, the gems are really hard to get, and you need the gems to upgrade your battle pass to the premium, which I did now. I did grind to get enough gems, but it feels counterintuitive that you have to earn gems to get the premium battle pass, because the only point of a premium battle pass is for games to make money off of you. So if they're not making any income off of a premium battle pass, why not just have one battle pass? There's no reason for a basic and a premium. It feels like they just copy pasted what every other game does, which is great, but then forgot the microtransaction part of it. A similar thing with the ranked ladder. It feels like they copy pasted what every other game does, which is great, exactly what I wanted them to do, but they forgot important parts of it. So, um, they made this very long ranked ladder, or which at least looks long when you have to scroll through it like this. It makes it feel endless, which it actually isn't. But the way it's set up, it makes it feel like a very long grind to the top. The main problem is there's no indication that once you get to Arceus League that you'll get a numbered ranking. And if you're wondering what I mean by a numbered ranking, I mean what literally every online game, even Pokemon VGC, even Pokemon Unite, I believe Pokemon Go even, and then outside of the franchise, of course, every game has. Once you get to the top rank, you get a numbered ranking or a rating of some sort. So let's look at some of the examples of that. So in Teamfight Tactics or League of Legends, it's a mode of League of Legends. Even though I'm only in Diamond, which is not the highest rank, you can still see your ranking and your statistics and things like that within your ranking. And then if we go here and look at just for the challenger tier, top TFT players, it will show you who the most successful or highest ranked players are right now in this server. This is not worldwide. This is by the server, but you'll see Setsuko, Mismatch Socks, etc. As you go down. You can see the players who are their ranking, how many games they've won in this set or this season, their rating points, their LP, that's how many points they have. The next time the ladder updates, because there's a decay. I think this is just something that's a basic necessity needed for ranked systems of a game that PTCG Live is missing. So for Pokemon VGC, Pokemon Sword and Shield on the Switch, the ranking system looks like this. You start at beginner and you go all the way up to Master Ball tier. Once you reach Master Ball tier, however, you're given an actual standing number in all of Master Ball tiers. So if you were, rank number 710, it shows you where you're ranked in the world. Or if we eventually had servers where you're ranked in the server, and then when you lose or win, you move up or down accordingly. That's something that's completely missing here. Of course, this is the beta, but it's something that concerns me that I would like to see before the game is like fully released. So, continuing on about the currency, I touched on it already, but I'm confused by the concept of a free-to-play game that still makes you grind for things that doesn't allow you to take the pay-to-play route if you want it. There will be new players that don't know they're supposed to go to Potown Store and buy codes and then get them in your email and then scan them into the game and then open packs for credits. They're going to want to compete and play the ranked system and, enter events, things like that. And it makes it inaccessible to have a free-to-play game that you can't buy things in, but you still have to grind. Because myself as a competitive player, I do not want to have to grind with a free deck to eventually build my full decks. And returning players or new players that are competitive coming from other games might not understand the concept or not want to have to struggle with the concept of buying codes and then scanning them in. That has gatekept more friends that I could tell you from PTCGO, the fact that they would have to buy codes and scan them in because they just want to give the game their money like they would in any other game and get their decks. In terms of the gameplay, let's just go into the test deck option and play against an AI, and we can talk about some of the things within there. So first off, the avatars. I can't believe they spent time and money on these avatars. They're just hellish and not a part of Pokemon. Like you don't need that for the game to be good. The game is very squished in. And going from PTCGO to PTCGL feels very weird because this game was obviously optimized for a phone, but like card games don't need to be optimized for a phone. Hearthstone, Magic, even non-card games, Teamfight Tactics, they're fine being a PC game and then being put onto the phone. And it's not even like they hired like a special mobile company like Tencent for this or or something like that. I would understand it a little more, but I feel like this game is so optimized for phones, and then the only reason to make a phone game is make money. And if they're not putting microtransactions in the game, then what's even the point of making a game that's specifically made for phones? Like just a lot of that stuff is confusing to me. So here we're just kind of playing through the game. It doesn't really matter if I win or lose. We're playing against a computer, just looking at the actions and whatnot. So you'll also notice that the cards are very low resolution when they get zoomed into the screen. Um, and then I don't like that we have these Pokemon really minimized on the bench when just like a few pixels of room on the top and bottom, you could just have the full Pokemon shown. So when the cards like swoop in like that, like you just saw with that Scoop Up Net and the Water Energy, they are low resolution. The Pumpkaboo again, lower resolution, but then that boss's orders low resolution. But then what's weird is if I click on the boss's orders like this, it comes up looking clear as day. The hollow pattern leaves a lot to be desired, but let's say the Scoop Up Net, it looks very clear aside from the edges, but when it swoops in, the resolution's really low, which is, a minor visual thing, but really weird. I'd like to get a Marnie to play just because the Marnie animations took so long the last time I played. I want to see if the update has fixed it at all. By the way, I'm playing on March 28th, just for um clarity's sake of the patch and the version I'm playing and everything. So we're going to grab a Marnie just to see how long this Marnie takes, because I remember it taking about 9 seconds. So let's see. Play the Marnie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll say it took about 7 to 8 seconds, but that animation took so long because the Marnie shuffles your hand, shuffles your opponent's hand, shows them the Marnie, the hands go to the bottom of the deck individually, you draw your cards individually, then the Marnie has to swoop off the board. So many animations that don't matter. And they don't even look nice. That's the thing. Like, it's not like I'm so distracted by this beautiful animation. Marnie comes onto the field, you know, like, there's nothing connecting me to the franchise, no animations that are making me forget how long it's taking me to get to play the game. Uh, all that's happening is I'm getting bored and I'm not wanting to play the game anymore because Marnie took upwards of 8 seconds or so to play. I do think they've added more effects in this, like, hexagon background. Something that a lot of people have asked for is that for them to do something with the stadiums when stadiums are played. I probably should have attached a choice belt there, but we're really not playing to win. We're just looking for animations here. So nothing too crazy out of the attack animations or anything like that. If they're going for a perfect simulator of the game, I find it very weird that they don't have V-star markers actually on the battlefield. It feels like a weird choice for them to put the V-star markers just over here off to the side. Making sure you guys can actually see it. Yeah, you can. Aside from having an in-game shop and currencies and a ranked ladder, it all feels like a downgrade from PTCGO in the actual gameplay appeal to me. Now, they took away trading, and that's not something I'm really going to review. The trading market was something that made the game inaccessible to new players, frustrating for old players. It was the last TCG online with a trading system. I believe other than Magic Online, which that has a pretty convoluted trading system as well with bots and um you know, people trading for real world currency and stuff like that. So that was an issue. That game has its issues with the trading system as well, I believe, but the trading system is gone. I don't even want to talk about that. I thought the trading system was horrible and we needed microtransactions in the game instead, but now we have no trading system and no microtransactions, which definitely creates a hole in my opinion. Let's see this knockout animation. So we're going to take the knockout here, click done. Yes, done. The Calyrex is knocked out. We see some stars. The cards go sloppily into the discard pile. We take our prizes. And then there's that shock grenade that we get hit by when we take our prizes. And see, things like that. The Crobat, when it comes in, we get the dark energy symbols in the background of the hexagon. Those animations that are actually cool are so fleeting. It's like they took the best ideas and made them last for the most minuscule amounts of time. And then things like the avatars that are horrible, things like the cards with the poor resolution, like that level ball, the Marnie animations, they make these other things take so long, and it's confusing to me that they pick the things that people don't want to see to make longer. And then like the cool things like the energy types coming in the clear hexagon in the background and the knockout animations, they make those fleeting, and they blind us when we take our prize cards, and they make the cards glow green for whatever reason. See the grass coming into the field, that's so cool. That should just like last the whole turn. The water, very cool again. But I think we've seen enough now. We'll just end this game. Oh, we got a pack for playing the AI, so that's cool. We get to see the pack opening. The packs only have 5 cards per pack, which is very odd. And then it shows you what you've collected if you got any credits or anything for playing. So overall, I'm disappointed by the lack of in touch with the franchise the game is so far. Like, you see this beautiful pack art of the Charizard, and it's ruined by this, like, Randy Andy looking avatar that has nothing to do with Pokemon. And then, you know, it's saved a little by having the Pokemon on the ranked ladder stuff, so that's cool. But, like, it's like, there's such a contrast between, like, look at the beautiful art, and then look at the blank hexagons over here. The deck viewer is non-existent. A lot of it just look like the profile, the avatar stuff just looks drab. Like, it looks like they wanted everything to look as boring as possible here. The battle pass design's fine, the shop design's fine. Um, and then the same thing within the gameplay. Everything looks kind of boring. Like, I would have much rather had just like a still image of a Pikachu. Like, I would much rather have like whatever rank you're in, that be your avatar, right? Like, let this Togepi be my avatar if I'm in Togepi League. Let Alakazam be my avatar. I'd much rather that be just what shows up on the corner of my screen when I'm playing somebody than these weird breathing avatars. Um, I don't understand what like survey they did or like market research that told them that we needed these 3D avatars in the game, but that was surely incorrect. Um, as far as playing the Pokemon TCG, it's actually less enjoyable on this than it is on PTCGO. The positives are the ranked ladder, um, that there is a shop, somewhat functioning shop. We just need the ability to buy gems and credits with US dollars. Having a battle pass is good, but it's convoluted in the fact that there's no reason for a um a premium battle pass when there's no money involved. It just doesn't make sense. The game's overall optimized for mobile, which I understand was their goal, but I don't understand why if they're not charging us money. So they probably will add microtransactions, which I'm fine with. Um, but the gameplay looks boring. Things like Marnie take way too long. The ranked ladder is very basic. It's like a Fisher Price Mickey Mouse ladder so far, but they can fix that. That's not a big deal. Um, the game doesn't look appealing to new players though, and that's like it's appealing to new players and the fact that they give you free decks. That's great. But like if somebody from outside of Pokemon TCG like saw this on stream or something, I think they would think it's a joke. So I'm losing faith by the day in the developers, especially with the new update, making you have to uninstall the game completely and then getting the new download link and reinstalling it. That part was not good. Um, of course, I have hope. It's still just the beta, but making our concerns and criticisms and feedback known can only amount to neutral or positive. You know, holding in your critique is not going to help anyone. So, wanted to talk about it. Let's hear your thoughts in the comments down below. Thanks for watching my review today of Pokemon TCG Live. If there's questions I didn't answer, I kind of just free-formed this review. So there might be things that I'm leaving out, but let me know in the comments down below. That's what that's there for. So you guys can fill in anything that I happen to miss. And thanks for watching. I'll see you next time here on Celio's Network.